At first, people thought it was a novel form of dance, until the girl stepped to the window, sat down, and looked back into the room at the old men who had once abused her. A cold smile flickered across her face, and as if to etch their vile expressions into her memory forever. With a loud that from her free fall, on the 19-year-old girl's life abruptly ended. But the evil men didn't know that a terrible curse would befall them in the next moment. When the story began when the girl was still a famous lead dancer at the Opera House. However, due to a misstep during a dance move, she accidentally sprained her ankle, ending her promising career. Left without a means to make a living, as she nearly ended up on the streets. Fortunately, her best friend took her in just in time. But the girl knew her friend's situation wasn't much better. Determined not to burden her friend, then she resolved to find a job to support herself no matter what. As it turned out, even with great effort, it often wasn't enough.
No.
Ada repeated rejections at job interviews felt like fate was mocking her. Just as she was losing hope, she unexpectedly received an invitation for a second interview at a large company. However, she never imagined that before she could even finish introducing herself, the interviewer would recognize her.
She's the girl who fell.
Seeing this, the girl hurriedly explained, vowing never to repeat her previous mistake. To her shock, they demanded she reenact the failed dance move on the spot.
Okay.
Again.
The girl endured the pain of her repeating it countless times until her ankle injury was fully exposed. Yet even so, she received no result, only being told to go home and await notice. As tears welled up in her eyes, the lead interviewer suddenly approached, offering her a chance. Upon learning her family raised pigs in the countryside, he asked her to imitate a piglet squeals to amuse the crowd. Faced with this blatant humiliation and test of her limits, the girl said she would do many things for her dream.
But I won't humiliate myself.
Seeing her friend suffer society's cruelty again, her bestie urged her to return home to heal. But the girl had an unyielding stubbornness. To fight for this rare opportunity, at a moment she decided to reason with the interviewer again, following him to his residence. But as she reached the apartment lobby, an airing wind blew past, making her dizzy. Left with no choice, she had to leave. At that moment, she met a kind elderly couple. Uneda, seeing the poor girl in bad shape, they helped her upstairs to rest. After she recovered, they even shared a meal with her. Chatting, they learned of her current plight and sympathized. They took her to a lavish room, apparentment offering to let her stay for free until her career improved. The couple assured her they owned all the properties there, and she needn't worry. Though initially suspicious, the girl figured this benevolent old couple couldn't have ill intentions. So she gladly accepted. But she didn't know that the darkest shadows often lurk under the sun. Due to copyright restrictions, I can only share the story up to this point. The film is an American movie called Apartment 7A.